all the way.
What's going on, guys? Greek Freak here, and in this video I'm going to be explaining and breaking down what I believe the NBA Finals, this highly anticipated round 3 between the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers this year in the 2017 NBA Finals. Now, as we all know, it was a clear-cut path for both teams, as only having one loss combined together through the entire playoffs. Golden State with the #1 seed and Cleveland with the #2 seed in the East. Well, of course, with Cleveland a little bit coasting in the regular season. There with lots of situations, of course, that was a big question of whether or not they were going to make it due to that reason. Even though it was a clear reason that they were going to make it out of all the teams in the Eastern Conference. Obviously just so far behind. And with the injuries that occurred in the Western Conference Finals, made it just easy for a sweep for the Golden State Warriors. Now, in this finals, it is a 93% chance that the Warriors win the finals, and for my prediction, I'm predicting that the Golden State Warriors win it in 5. And the reason why I pick 5 in that direct case is the fact that the Golden State Warriors have only had, in combination, only 2 games that were not a double-digit lead at the end of the game, which means that it's been by huge amounts that they've been beating their opponents. Of course, the Spurs game being the close one and their one game against Portland. But other than that, they've all been dominated by Golden State. And of course, I don't believe these to be blowout games by any point of the imagination, but I expect close, competitive games. And I believe Cleveland, their best chance of a game will be game 1, due to the fact that Golden State is more relied on the three-point shot. And the reason for that's a bad thing for Golden State in the game 1 is they've had a huge amount of rest, where it's been 9 days since they've played, making it that shooting teams normally don't do good off of the first game. And actually, teams have a losing record in the finals that have the longest amount of rest in between. Now, the Cleveland Cavaliers, of course, went to the 5th game, which I think helped them because it actually gives them a little bit less rust time, but it still gave them enough time to rest. So they're going to be fully energized for that game 1, and they're a lot older team. It benefits them a lot more. Now, of course, the main reason why I believe the differences here is just the addition to Kevin Durant to the lineup. Kevin Durant to the lineup obviously spreads the floor a whole bunch more. He's a defensive player for them. Whenever he was playing against Cleveland in the game just last year, it was just difference. And if we remember the 2014 finals, when the Spurs came back from their terrible loss from the Ray Allen shot comeback and then the comeback in Game 7 against the Miami Heat, they came back ready on a mission. And I want you guys just to hear what Draymond Green had to say about this year if they faced the Cavaliers earlier this season.
If Cleveland comes out of the East, I want to destroy Cleveland. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. But I also know that there are steps to get to that point. And if and when we get to that point, I want to annihilate them.
And just by that clip right there, just makes me feel like they're more motivated. Plus, from last year, I really think that the reason why the Warriors really did lose the way they did lose is because they had a lack of urgency, a lack of really wanting to win. You saw Steph Curry with his careless passes behind the bag, out of bounds, and they just acted like it was just a regular game, and they needed to take it more seriously. And Cleveland definitely took advantage. They knew exactly what they were fighting for and exactly what they wanted to do, and they went out and exploited all the problems that Golden State had, where Golden State never took ever any type of huge advantage. They played good, both teams did, but Golden State at the end just looked sloppy, as if it was a regular game. Like, there was no urgency to win that game 7 at all. And for those reasons, I just believe that they're going to be more motivated. They're going to look at that. They've seen it every single day. They're even in Golden State's locker room when they go to Cleveland. There's a picture of the block that LeBron James did to Iguodala on the open layup. And they're going to be reminded of that as soon as they walk in that building. And I think that just motivates them and fuels them to really win that matchup. And guys, so tell me in the comments who you think's going to win. I want to obviously hear both sides. And like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to become part of the Greek Army today. And as always, this is Sparta!